So Microsoft looking to buy TikTok in the States. Well, TikTok's business in America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, UK left out of this for some reason. And well, is it a good move for Microsoft? TikTok has to sell this business, otherwise it will be banned. And that means Microsoft are pretty much in the driving seat in this one and are going to get a good deal for these assets. So TikTok, if you don't know, pretty much the top social network right now in terms of downloads and user growth, and it is just starting to monetize itself and allow advertisers on the platform. So this is really a business that is about to become extremely profitable and has to sell out, otherwise it just won't be in business in those countries, or at least in the States. So is this a good move for Microsoft? Well, they've made some very good moves over the last few years with their CEO Satya Nadella. He's pretty clever guy. He's made some very good moves, including an acquisition of LinkedIn, which is another social network and definitely isn't a popular social network, if you want to call it that, like TikTok, but it is one of the fastest growing in terms of user growth. LinkedIn has done extremely well for Microsoft. It was a good acquisition. It's a good big business for Microsoft to be in. It works with their other businesses, including cloud. And TikTok would, I guess, be like a side bet for them, but another extremely quickly growing social media application. Microsoft really turning more towards social media and services, and they've done very well in terms of their share price, their profitability over the last few years. Really, Microsoft are the only company that we can see that would actually even bid for TikTok. You wouldn't have Facebook doing it. There'd be lots of antitrust issues and competition issues. It seems like Microsoft really are the last resort for TikTok, even though the business has a lot of upsides. There is a ton of baggage with TikTok, including data. How are you going to store the data? Is the data going to be secure? Are they going to have to give any data or information at all over to the company ByteDance, which is the current owner of TikTok? How are they going to actually run this business separate from the other versions of TikTok? So TikTok in the countries I mentioned, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, would be owned by Microsoft. But in every other country, the same app, the same brand TikTok would be owned by ByteDance. All of that data possibly being shipped back to China. So that is a big sort of question mark over this deal. How on earth is Microsoft going to actually split up this business, keep the brand, keep the app, but somehow split up the data? It's incredibly complicated. There's a lot of issues for Microsoft with this. To be fair though, I think this is only a positive thing for Microsoft in general. They're going to be getting this at a knockdown price, that is for sure. Even if they have to pay what Trump said is a key payment, whatever that means. Basically, the president is just absolutely going over the top of everyone and making a deal, which is a bit crazy, but yeah, definitely a good deal in terms of how much Microsoft need to pay in terms of the assets that they're actually getting right now. Microsoft have about $130 billion worth of cash sitting around, so they easily have the cash to pay for this company. Are they going to have to give shares as well? I doubt it, because of how ByteDance is set up. It's still a privately held company. It's not listed on any stock exchanges. So in terms of the deal going through like that, it would actually be a bit easier. TikTok apparently having about $1 billion in revenue right now, up to $6 billion next year. And some prices that have been rumored maybe for the takeover, maybe about 25 billion paid to ByteDance, which yeah, is quite punchy, but depending on if that's true or not, we really don't know right now. But you would say 10 times forward earnings would be, let's say, 50, 60 billion. So getting it for 25 billion or less doesn't seem like a terrible deal. As I said, TikTok are just starting to monetize now in these certain countries. In terms of share price movement for Microsoft, usually an acquirer, the share price can fall because of how much cash, and well, usually either cash or shares that they have to give up to actually acquire a company. The share price may come under pressure a little bit. On this occasion, I doubt it, because, well, firstly, tech stocks in general are just going crazy, leading the market right now. So I don't think we're going to see too much pressure on the price. I think Microsoft, if they bought it, would get a good deal in terms of having to pay up for future revenue streams. I don't think they're going to be overpaying for this company. As I said, if Microsoft don't buy it, it's just going to be banned outright. So it's a fire sale. So I don't think the share price of Microsoft is going to fall too much if they do buy it and spend the cash. There are worries though about what Microsoft may have to give up because, as we know, ByteDance, a Chinese company, Microsoft not massive in China in terms of their services and their apps and Windows and everything. Definitely a lot of their services are just ripped off in that country. So what do Microsoft maybe have to lose from all of this? Well, they don't have a massive business in China, so maybe not much, but would there be a deal where they have to give up some of their services in China to do this? That may be a problem. We don't really know right now. So this is a very unusual thing. We've not really seen this too many times before, where a company is basically going to get banned and has to sell. And so overall, Microsoft buying this, there are assets there, probably good for Microsoft overall, even with all the data and branding issues around all of this. It's probably a net positive for Microsoft if they go ahead and actually get it done. In terms of the share price, tech stocks are just leading the entire market right now. They are overperforming massively. You can see the Microsoft share price, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, even Alphabet, which owns Google. They are leading the entire market right now. They are very heady. There's a lot of money in them. And so you would expect these share prices really just to keep either flat or rising, leading the market over the next few months. But certainly these valuations are pretty high now. Microsoft trading at a PE of 37. So yeah, it is a tech stock. You would expect them to trade a little bit higher, but valuations are pretty lofty right now. But anyway, let me know what you think of the deal and how it will affect share prices going forward.